And then I came back and I pressed play and found that it was the women's four-way title match, and I was not going to start back on any kind of rotten four-way. Saraya had a great entrance. Tony loves to pay for the music. And, you know, We Will Rock You. And she came out with her family on stage. And that's where I determined that how do they phrase it? The least good woman in the match is probably going to win. It was Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Shida versus Saraya. I think nobody's going to question that out of those four, Saraya is the one you would least want to see wrestle. But she's the hometown hero, so she won it. But now, Brian, tell me, did I miss because I didn't care and I skipped, or did they ever explain Toni Storm and Saraya have been in the same group? They were the Outcasts or the Misfits or the Outsiders or the NWO or whatever the fuck they were. And they've been painting the other girls green, indicating that they were losers, painting the green L on them. But to win this match, Saraya, the home country hero who's been a heel on the television program, sprayed the other heel, Toni Storm, her ex-partner, in the face with the can of spray paint, and then hit a sloppy finish and won 1, 2, 3. Why did they split? Was that it? Were they mad at each other from previously?
For the title, that's why.
Was that the split?
To be the champion, wouldn't that cause a split?
But I mean, were they mad at each other earlier in the match that I skipped? Or
I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
So the first we heard of any dissension, maybe if there's anybody out there in the cult of Cornette, and I doubt this very much, who gives two tickled shits about the women's division in AEW, have they been teasing issues between Saraya and Toni Storm, or did she just decide to blind her with the spray paint at the finish of this match?
Yeah, I think that was it. Toni Storm's been doing these solo promos, which have been the best thing she's ever done. And technically, she's still with them. I guess this is a way to get her out of that.
Well, I guess she's out now.
Saraya got the big hometown pop. That's what they were looking for. That's what we said that we thought the finish could be for that reason. But it says a lot about what's going on with the AEW women's division. There's some talent there. When I say talent there, people that would work in WWE. But there was one women's match on this pay-per-view, and it was in the death spot after that stadium stampede. And it was all about just getting a big hometown pop, which hopefully would cause people to overlook the fact that it was a sloppy mess.
One would think if Saraya was going to be victorious and become the women's champion in front of 80,000 screaming, adoring fans, they might have bothered to switch her babyface on the TV first so that it would translate to some business over here.
Well, they didn't seem like they want that. It seemed like they want her to be a babyface there and still be a heel over here. That's what it sounded like at the press scrum afterwards. But look, Saraya's not that
She's
great.
Not good.
Not good. Britt Baker ain't that much better.
She's not good.
Britt Baker's really not good. Toni Storm's good.
Toni Storm's good.
You look at Toni Storm and you could picture her, you know, with a different hairdo.
I've looked at Toni Storm and pictured her.
You could picture her with a different hairdo in almost any period of time with women's wrestling. Like she's really good, and she could do promos. The problem is there's no division. The problem is the division's filled with people that are not ready for prime time.
You know what the problem is? There's too much division in the division. They need Jane Cargill back. If her rich husband ever goes broke and she needs the money, they could bring her back.
See, at least she was presented like a star and treated like a star and started to believe she was that star.
Yeah, and then believe she was a star that did one job and left the business forever.
But seriously, look at the women's division. Collision, they've been treating Willow and Chris Statlander seriously. The AEW Women's Championship death spot. I mean, do you agree this is the death spot after that Moxley match?
Well, after Moxley normally, but especially in that instance, nobody wanted to see any more wrestling.
Yeah, so, you know, it says a lot about the AEW women's division right now.